Good morning, Essex boys, and welcome to this fabulous stream for fabulous people. Oh, I've not put my lights on, have I, behind me? Oh, bear with me, guys. I'll be back in a sec. Rich Beeden, morning and welcome to the stream. Pleasure to have you here. Yeah, I'm going to be cracking on with my Let's Make It Orkie Warboss from Gearguts Mekshop in just a second. Let me just reply to this message. It's been a bit of a rush to get this sorted. I don't know why, really. It's not been a mad rush or anything, but yeah, I just need to send this message to someone, then I'll be cracking on and you can see what I've been working on. I've been doing a bit of kit bashing as well recently in relation to this model, but I'm not going to reveal what that is on this stream because I want it to be a big reveal at the end kind of thing. But yeah, I'll just send this message. Oh, I'll turn the music down as well because it seems very loud when I was listening on my phone, to be honest. I know some people say it's an alright level, but I don't like it that loud personally. Okay, let's crack on with this streamio. It is exciting this Sunday morning. Secrets, hashtag secrets. It's all secrets, isn't it? Oh, I used this brush for the first time yesterday to paint something as well. This is a Winsor & Newton Galleria 00. Oh, a 00. You can't really see the writing. There we go. Winsor & Newton Galleria 00. And, oh, so far, love this brush. Let's hope my love affair with the brush continues. How is everyone this fine morning? Daka Flacka Flame, I was talking about you yesterday on Shiro Senpai's... No, it wasn't Shiro Senpai, it was the one I was watching before. It was... Oh, I can't remember the name of the streamer. It was Canadian. And it was Racing Marbles. But yeah, he said you're one of his top 5 names on Twitch, Daka Flacka Flame. And I was like, yeah, I love Daka Flacka Flame too. The name is superb. Yeah, so cracking on with my Warboss Orkie 00. That's tiny. I normally use size 1 or 2. Yeah, it was for something tiny. I'll show you quickly, but I can't show you what I'm doing on it, right? Because I was doing some tiny freehand. I'm going to show you quickly. I don't want to linger on it because it's part of a surprise I want to show at the end. Hopefully I won't linger on this too much, but I'm going to try and show you quickly and then fingers crossed we'll just move on. And then, so you can sort of see a bit of a freehand on the back there. It's very small. It's like the size of my fingernail. And it's a TV screen that I've put something on. My screen then makes up for a lot of my personal deficiencies. Nice. Well, you know, you've more than made up for a lot of your personal deficiencies there, I'd say. So you could be an absolutely terrible person, but everyone will love you. I'll just give you a whiz of the back again from this camera angle so you can see it a little bit better. I'm hoping a couple of people aren't, well, I know one of them won't be watching, but I'm hoping at least... the Spotify sounds topped out, that's why. Turn that down. I'm hoping at least one of them isn't watching. I'm just going to give you a quick turn so you can see the back. That's it. That's all you're going to see at the back. Until I spin it round throughout this video, of course, so you'll probably see it again in the future. But hey, here we go. So this miniature is based on my friend, Letsmakeitorkie. And I want to do it justice, so I'm going to be needing to get a lot of reference material up on my screen. So, what should I do here? I should have really done this before I've got an itchy eyebrow there. Should have really... Wow, I look really tired from that angle as well. I should have really done this before. Let's get up Instagram. Is anybody working on anything this morning? Or are you working on getting ready for the day ahead? /Letsmakeitorkie. I'm hoping. Yes, there is. Good, right. So, I'll do a quick screen share with you so you can see what I'm basing some of this miniature on. Where is Spitfire Snowball Chrome? Oh, there we go. So this mask here, below my face, just down here, just there, that Orkie's wearing, that's what the mask on this miniature is going to be based on. Tell you what I might do. I'll click on that, but then I will smallerize this. Oh, what are you doing? Oh my giddy aunt, what's happened there? So I've smallerize that now, and I need to move it about a bit. Oh, it's getting laggy already. I've only opened a couple of things. That's irritating. Not to worry. Oh, I know what I need to do. Scroll down a bit. Hey! So, it's a black respirator that we need to be working on today. I'm going to get my chat to pop out so I can actually see it. Oh wow, I just realised you can see all my stuff there. Wow! Yeah, so it's a black respirator I'm going to be working on. I need to add the desk down cam here as well, don't I? Source. Video capture device. Oh no, it's not there. It's not a video capture device and it's a web plugin or something, isn't it? Window capture. Display capture. Browser. Oh, it's that one. Right, okay. Boom. Boom, I said. Oh, I need to click on it. Boom. Way, there we go. Right, so we need to move that down because you can't see my face at the minute. To there? Yeah. Look at that. Actually, I need to move it right down because below Chrome. Yeah, that'll do. Hey, wait a minute. Why can't I see Chrome above it? It's below Chrome. It's not moved. Below Twitch alerts as well. That's where we want it. Yeah. Right. So now this respirator that you can see here is based off of that respirator there. The one that you can see here is based off of the one that you can see here. There we go. Right, I've managed to communicate something to you. Amazing. Hopefully I have anyway, successfully. Yeah, if you're not into Letsmakeitorkie as a warboss, there are a few other warbosses from Gearguts Mekshop that I've also picked up. Let's go back to the desk down cam. And one of them is based off of this fella here, 6+ Stevo. Who is one of the 4 warbosses of the apocalypse. And a man whose mug I've got on a mug. Well, whose Orkie mug I've got on a mug. There's also the Dim Reaper, the Hobby Git. That is one person. YouTube channel, the Hobby Git, I believe, and the Dim Reaper is another name he goes by. One of the 4 Warbosses again. I'm sure you guys will know this because you're all members of the, or most of you at least, are members of the 40k Orc community. Oh, the Amateur Painter, welcome to the stream, and also Darren McCormack Parker, welcome to the stream. Pleasure to have you here. Working on anything this morning? You're just chilling? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. And Skarnir is another one. Dreadwar Gaming is another one. I also have a miniature when I picked this one up. Well, yeah, so I picked this up, the 4 Warbosses of the Apocalypse, who do a podcast together called Warbosses of the Apocalypse. Yeah, and I picked up Roxy the Riveter as well, another world-famous YouTuber. You can see all this detritus behind you. I've been bashing kits. I've been chopping old ugly boys in half and adding better legs to them with a bit of booty, because you can see baby got no back there. So I've been giving one of the old boys a bit of booty. You can't see that yet though, because it's something special. I say it's something special, I don't mean it's kind of a big deal or anything like that. What I mean is it's something that has to remain secret, because #secrets. Good morning. Working on getting a mini me to eat his breakfast. Oh, nice one. Fair enough. I hope you succeed in getting the mini you to eat their breakfast. Building an MDF house, not to live in, hopefully. I'm going to have to. My actual house is full of minis and terrain making supplies. Garbage. Excellent. That is true dedication to the hobby. Flame. That is true dedication to the hobby. MDF houses, I'm sure, you know, they're a thing of the future. I mean, the walls might swell when it rains a bit, but hey, it just means you've got thicker walls, doesn't it? And then they'll flake off and stuff, but, you know, there we go. Got to deal with these things, haven't you? I think Orkies and Skarnirs are the best looking bosses. Skarnirs is really cool because he's looking at, if you've not seen the Skarnir miniature. Should we do a whistle stop tour of Gearguts Mekshop Warboss miniatures? Let's just have a quick look at them and a quick like review kind of thing. I tell you what I'll do. I'll go to Fully Cycled where I got this printed. Gearguts licenses out his prints to vendors around the world in order that it's easier and cheaper to get them shipped to your location. So there's one that serves like the Asia, Australasia area. There's one that serves the Americas, and there's one that serves Europe, I think. So Fully Cycled is the one that serves Europe. So I will queue up. Oh, here we go. Gearguts Mekshop, Bruisers, all Bruisers. Let's go Bruisers. I think they're all in Bruisers, aren't they? Probably. Boss Bruisers, that's what we want. Okay, so I'm just going to go a screen share now. A quick screen shareo here. Look at that, that's what I need to do. So, yeah, Boss Bruisers is where we're at. And Orkie is the first one we come to here because she's the newest. She's the newest one to have a boss named after her. Hick Bruiser Maniac boss with wormhole cannon. That's a pretty cool alternative mech with, what do you call it? Shock attack gun? Wormhole cannon, shock attack gun. Yeah, that's the one. Pretty cool. Price is UK $21.99. So you're looking pretty comparable to, I thought I had a big dot on one of my eyelids then, but I don't. So you're looking pretty comparable to GW's prices in terms of character level miniatures, that is. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing there. Boom. Let's go back because we mainly want to look at the ones that are based on people we know. Oh, Sniper Veteran boss, that's pretty cool. Bruiser Herald boss B. Armoured boss with claw. Gearguts the boss Mark II. So this is one that my friend Orkie herself has painted on live on a number of streams, and it's an absolute beast of a miniature. So here's Orkie here. That miniature is like this big. It's massive. But it's really cool looking as well. That's why it's got the hefty price tag of £46. But you compare that to Ghazghkull, and it's way bigger than Ghazghkull, that miniature. This miniature itself is actually close to Ghazghkull size. You know, it's between regular Warboss size and Ghazghkull size. I've got Snickrot somewhere to show you. Snickrot isn't quite fully blown Warboss size, but just to give you a size comparison that you might be able to relate to. So here's Snickrot. He's not quite fully grown Warboss size, but he is a boss. And here's Orkie next to him. So this is sort of the scale of the Gearguts Mekshop bosses, the big boy bosses. Try and get that pop-up chat back up because I keep losing it. I'm doing my second last night shift, got a new job and promotion. You know, no more night shifts for me. Nice one, awesome stuff, mate. Fantastic to hear. I just have a Gearguts miniature to paint from the 4 war bosses. Fantastic, fantastic Essex. So let's go back. And of course, when Gearguts is the one making the minis, producing these minis, he's bound to make himself the biggest boss, isn't he? Because he kind of sees himself as a big deal. You get all kinds of bosses in here. Cyborg Boss A, that's a heavily augmented boss. You get Bruiser Pirate Boss C. I'm not going to go into too much details on these ones, simply because I want to show you the ones that I've got and that are based on people. As far as I know, the ones that I've got are the only ones based on people, but let me know if there's someone else I'm missing. Oh no, there is another one actually. I know there's another one. Here we go. So we've got Skarnir here. So this is the one based on Skarnir. It's got like a hologram in his hand as if he's communicating to some Imperial saying, "We's gonna come for you, we's gonna crush you, git." Something like that. On to the next one. On to the next one. Well, it's absolutely gorgeous, this miniature. See it from a slightly different angle so you can see this arm. There's a big beefy arm. He's got straps on it to add a little bit of detail and interest. And a gun, a massive double-barreled shooter as well. Bruiser D, Mechanic. Where are the other war bosses? So here's a Warboss War Mistress. So this is based on the War Mistress. She's a YouTuber / Twitch streamer. Lovely looking miniature. I really like this one. This one's cool because it's got that classic old school, like early 20th century, early to mid 20th century, almost Krieg-like gas mask. I was going to say face mask, but yeah, gas mask. Gorgeous mini, that one. So that's one that I've not got. Sorry guys, just clearing my throat there. Warboss Dyson Demons. Oh, that's another one I've not got, to be fair. So let's take a look at this one. Dyson Demons, if you don't know her, is a fantastic artist. She paints in bright colours, mostly, and like a really distinctive style that I love. Yeah, another fantastic miniature there from Dyson Demons. No weapons to speak of in the hands. You'll notice on Roxy's miniature there's an interesting feature. Yeah, no weapons to speak of in the hands apart from this claw. But that means you can add a weapon to the other hand or to the back. Maybe there's a weapon round the back that we can't see. We've not got, it's not GW site this, so we've not got 360 of it, unfortunately. But yeah, there's Warboss Dyson Demons. Oh, we've got Poke as well. Oh, this is a fun Warboss. He's got that, another cool gas mask. He's got what looks like a storm bolter there that's been looted, and a hook. Sort of hook weapon there. Fantastic stuff. That one's a tad cheaper than the rest, coming in at £20.99. There's some other cool alternatives here. Bruiser on bike B there. Boss with claw, mechanic boss with wormhole cannon painted up. Oh, that's a second option, the wormhole cannon B, that one. Now, Gearguts the boss, so that's the old Gearguts model. I assume that's more on the scale of these fellas, like 6+ Stevo. So these, the 4 war bosses of the Apocalypse miniatures are based off of this artwork, basically. Each war boss has got artwork like that, and they got Gearguts to base the miniatures on that. So they look fantastic, some of them. I really like Stevo's, the fact that it's sort of running forward, leaning forward in this big pose. Interestingly, I don't know if this is always the case. It came like fully assembled for me, Stevo's Warboss. I think it is, because I can't see any joins where it's been glued together. But the rest of them came in a number of parts. So yeah, I just found that a little bit interesting, that Stevo's came fully assembled. We can see him from a few different angles here. Am I missing some here? I'm definitely missing some. Because I can't see Dread and I can't see Dim. I wonder, we can see, you can get these 4 together if you don't want to pay those prices, and if you don't want to, if you've already got your own war bosses, what you can do is get these 4 war bosses together, which are pretty cool little alternatives. I think they're slightly smaller in scale and have a little less detail, but they'd be good boss knobs for your army if you want to get these together, and it's $22.99 for 4 of them. Yeah, so they'd be pretty good boss knobs. They'd be pretty good boss knobs for your army. Like I said, they are slightly different. So this is Skarne's here on the left, the first one, and that doesn't have the hologram in his hand that he's talking to. He's got a cigar in his hand instead. Dreads, we've not actually been able to take a look at because I didn't see it when I was going through there, and Dim's as well. So Dim's normally got a few snotlings on his back, but instead he's just got the one on his grabber stick there. And you can see Skarne doesn't have the gun that he was charging forward with, and he's not in that charging motion. But these guys would be fantastic boss knobs for your army if you didn't want the war boss versions of them. Let's go back, see if I've just skipped over them, because I may have just skipped past them. So we're looking for Dim and Dread, and we can't see Dim and Dread. Yeah, they may have been taken down off the fully cycled site for some reason, so I might have to go to Gearguts. Ah, here we go. So they're not, for some reason, they're not available separately at the moment. But what I could do is just click on the big 4 war bosses. So we get one single picture of these big 4 war bosses here. Let's click on that so we can see them all in their painted glory. So Skarne here, then we've got Dim with the snotlings on his back. Got Stevo charging forward, and we've got Dread over here on the left hand, on the left hand side from their point of view. So these bosses, they fit quite well on a 50mm base in my opinion. I'm going to base this one on a 60mm base because I've got a little bit of a diorama base planned that will all come to light soon enough. But yes, so I'm going to go for a 60mm base, but these guys are all, I assume these are 50mm bases, because I tried this boss on a 40mm base and it was just a little bit too small. Snickrot here is on a 40mm base, and you can see if I just put it there, it's just like, it feels like, remember the boys with the, let's go back to my desk down shot now. Do you remember the boys when they were on 25mm bases? It feels a bit like that to me, like they just overhang slightly. I mean, this base is slightly closer to the camera than the boss, but they just overhang slightly. So I prefer them with a bit of a space around them, and you can build up the base that way as well to sort of diorama standard if you want to. You know, it's a character miniature, you kind of want it to stand out, don't you? How goes the 365 challenge? The 365 challenge goes well. I am up to today with the 365 challenge. So if I finish this miniature today, which I won't, Well, I doubt I will anyway. Although I made some good progress last night. I was quite surprised with the amount of progress I made last night. Yeah, so if I finish this miniature today, for example, although I've not got a base for it yet, because I'm waiting on a shipment from Warmaster's Forge. I've ordered some bases from him, as well as a few other bits. Some Beast Snagger alternatives from Bulwark Gaming, but he prints them. He's one of the licensed sellers of Bulwark Gaming's products. So yeah, I'm waiting for that base to arrive, and then we can add it to our collection. Oh, I've just realised something. Orkie's got no gun. Oh, we didn't see Roxy as well, did we? Let's see if we can find Roxy on there. I'll keep you looking at my face, because I know you like looking at my face. Where's Warboss Roxy? Is she there? I can't see Roxy anywhere. Maybe I've missed her off the first page. Oh no, that is the first page. So it seems that maybe there's something going on Fully Cycled at the moment where he's taking lots up and down. I'm not too sure, to be honest. But yeah, I can't see Roxy there anywhere. I might have to go to Gearguts Mekshop to show you Roxy, because there's a really little interesting design feature on Roxy's miniature. I'm going to have a look at Gearguts Mekshop, and then I'll do a bit of painting. GeargutsMekshop.com. Yeah, 365 challenge goes well though. As I said, I basically rebased and touched up 10 grots the other day, which kept me up to speed on it, which is excellent news. Is there a search option? Yeah, Roxy. Morning, Doom. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. My Stevo boss came with the arms separate. Ah, interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, so mine came with it all together. So that is very interesting. One thing, if you've got your own 3D printer as well, one thing that's cool about Gearguts Mekshop is you can buy the STL file, so you can just print it yourself. Now the Doom's arrived, because I know the Doom has his own 3D printer. So yeah, you can buy the STL file and print it yourself, or if you're in the UK and you or if you're in the UK and you don't have a 3D printer, you can just get it printed by Fully Cycled, or there's different shops in various territories in the world. So let's take a look at the Roxy Warboss. Loading. Here we go, here's Roxy. The interesting design feature I was talking about is this back leg here. We'll take a closer look as we spin around. Oh, look at that hair. What is that leg? It's got some kind of a... Oh, it's got a bullet chamber on it, hasn't it? I don't know what the different parts of a gun are called, can you tell? And then it's got a barrel there that she's stood on. It's a gun leg. It's a gun leg. A really cool little feature of Roxy's miniature there. You can see she's got a back as well that's sort of been all stitched together, as if she's been severely wounded or altered in some way. Oh, my coffee machine's shutting off. And that's how the miniature comes, with the arms separate, so you can print it separately. Give you a good indication there. And then back to the desk. Desk down. So, this is the first of the 6 Warboss miniatures I own from Gearguts that I'm going to be working on. Let's get this old 2nd edition boy's arm out of the way. Look at that. Let's pop that back on. Hey, just a little fun thing. That's scaled quite well to go on there. So that'd improve one of these old War Track Rider miniatures as well. Get some bits out of the way, shall we? And so we're at the desk down, and we need to get the pop-up chat up. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to restore chat over here so I can just see it there. You like Skarnir's shooter? It's lovely Skarnir's shooter, isn't it? Do you have a link to the Bulwark Gaming printer guy? I really want a few of his buggies. They are so good. Yeah, I'll give you a link to Warmaster's Forge. Yeah, I have seen the buggies actually on Warmaster's Forge. Little Army of Darkness, Roxy. Yeah, it's really cool. Really a little bit Bruce Campbell in it. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Loner in the crowd. Loner, I'm working on Orkie. Don't get Orkie. Don't get Orkie, right? Because I want to show you something. I'm working on. There's a screen on Orkie's back. What's that? Could that be? Could that be? Could that be a reference to a game that B plays? I think it might be. What was I going to do then? Completely forgotten. Oh yeah, Warmaster's Forge. Right. Forgotten how to work computers. I'll give you his link tree, Essex, and then you can choose which store to buy from. There's an eBay store and an Etsy store, you see. Copy. Morning, Forge of Solus. Welcome to the stream. If you've not checked out Forge of Solus, make sure you do already. Really, really nice looking videos, really well edited videos. Superb. And good content as well. So there's the link for you, Clint, for Warmaster's Forge, so you can check out those buggies. Hopefully he's got the ones you want. If you can't see the ones you want though, just ask him about the specific ones from Bulwark Gaming, and you can. And I'm sure he can add them to his store for you. I'm pretty sure it's Bulwark Gaming. I'm certain it is, in fact. If it's not, come back and harangue me. Right, so this is the Let's Make It Orkie Warboss, as most of you know already, because I've been waffling on about it all morning. But I just want to get. Can I? Right, let's get that there. Let's minimise it. I just want to get that a bit small, so I can have it on screen. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll pop it on this screen. In fact. Don't need to see my own face, do I? No! What have I done? Old man and tech, says Lona. There we go. Get that back up. And get that back up. That'll do. Right, so we can crack on now with a bit of painting, hopefully. Just before I went live as well, I actually attempted to organise my desk a little bit so that I could see various parts of. So there wasn't so much on my desk basically because I was doing some mad kit bashing, not super mad kit bashing, but you know, fairly in detailed kit bashing. Fairly detailed kit bashing work. Yeah, fairly detailed for me, I suppose. Oh, you know what? I just want to say as well, I used this for the first time yesterday. This Humbrol model filler, which is, I think maybe Tamiya do one as well. It's like a plastic putty that you can fill gaps with, and it's superb. I can't show you the gaps are filled in case somebody's watching, because it's on a model that is related to this, the base of this miniature. I said no such thing for once. Indeed, you did not, Warmaster. Ha! Orkie gets us mixed up, and Orkie gets us and Squig mixed up, and now I'm getting you and Warmaster mixed up. Fantastic. Yeah, so you didn't indeed, Lona. You resisted the temptation, and I appreciate that. I really do. Oh, no worries, Forge of Solus. No worries at all. Who is this fine lad then? Looking awesome. Those squigs are great. Yeah, they're this is Let's Make It Orkie Warboss from Gearguts Mekshop. If you're in the UK, you can get it printed via Fully Cycled, who we've just had a look at. I've not got a link to. Thank you very much for that link, Essex. So there's a link in the chat now to Forge of Solus on YouTube. Feel free to check him out after this video, of course. I mean, click it, open it in a new tab, and then make sure you watch some of his videos afterwards. So this is, yeah, Let's Make It Orkie Warboss. It's based on a friend of mine, Let's Make It Orkie, who is a Twitch streamer and soon to be YouTuber as well. So it's got a few things on it that relate to her in one way or another. So she's got, or had rather, a couple of pet rats. Now unfortunately she only has one pet rat, so it's got a couple of squigs on the base to represent those rats. I don't know what this extra squig is here, but I know what I'm going to be painting it as. Again, I can't go into too much detail there, but because of secrets. But it's got a respirator, which is similar to Orkie's own respirator that she uses when she's whipping out her airbrush. It's got a little scar on its eyebrow there because Orkie likes to cut. She's got bits of her eyebrows missing basically. So it's all a reference to her. And thank you very much to that link. For that link, Lona, to Let's Make It Orkie on Twitch. Feel free to check her out. She'll be streaming tonight from around 7ish, I think. Come and hang out in the chat. I'll be there. I'm sure everyone else will. Scott Cotham, welcome. I've caught you live on YouTube. You have indeed. It's a pleasure to have you here. I know who that is, by the way. I've just realised as I said the name. Good morning, Kenk. Good morning. We don't Kenk shame here. 7 PM BST. Yeah, that's right. 7 PM BST. The only time that matters as far as I'm concerned. So, I need to start painting and I don't know where to start. What I'm going to do is start slapping some blacks on the miniature in a couple of places. Going to be using the Black Templar paint. Great piece. Love the story behind those details. Yeah, there's a few of them. There's a few of the miniatures. So if you know any of the following names on YouTube, there's Poker Cactus, the War Mistress, Tanya the War Mistress, Roxy the Riveter, Skarnir, basically the 4 war bosses of the apocalypse. Skarnir, 6+ Stevo, Dim the Hobby Git, and Dreadwar Gaming. So if you know any of those, there's miniatures based on those guys as well. They're fantastic looking miniatures. No, my alternative identity has been revealed. Oh no, I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were Superman. I didn't know you were trying to keep it a secret. I just doxed you. Yeah, I'm going to slap a bit of black all over this because I'm going to use some metallics on this miniature. Most of the miniatures I've painted so far this year, apart from the Necrons, I've not really used many metallics on because I've mainly been painting in contrasts. Because I like the results that I managed to get with contrast. And it's sort of a quick, slightly dirty paint method that I've been using this year in order to attempt to paint 365 miniatures. And by the way, anyone that's a member of the Let's Make It Orkie Discord, I'd appreciate it if you didn't mention what's on this screen here. If Orkie turns up and sees it, then she sees it. But, yeah, I'd appreciate it if you didn't mention what's on the screen there. Just a small request from me because of #secrets. What is going on there? Why? There. Sorted. Yeah, Lona would never out you. Lona's a good guy, not like me. I'm an absolute monster. Lona knew my true name for a while. It's like Grey Knight knowing a demon's true name. You've got no power over me now, though, and you've got no power over anyone in the chat. And that is a thing I'm proud to say I prevented. Nice one to do. Nice one. Are you saying that because you can't quite work out what it is on there? So it's like, yeah, no problem. I can completely not mention what's on there because I can't actually work out what it is. once we've finished this little bit of a sword, I'll spin a miniature back round to the front. I was planning on just doing an hour today, so I could watch the pickle jar and get a bit more of this miniature done, but I might go a little bit longer. The pickle jar is a member of the Chilling Wargamers network, and make sure you check out the pickle jar for fantastic Sunday hobby content. I'm pretty sure he's live from 9 till 10 normally. Let me check if he's posted a video yet. youtube.com/thepicklejar. Yes, he's live from 9, the pickle jar. So I may well raid into him in Twitch fashion. I say raid into him. I'll obviously just say come. I'll put a link in the chat and say let's come and spam War in his chat for a bit, and then we can frighten the life out of him with a little bit of a raid, and I'll chill out with Pickle. We've got 15 minutes before he goes live, so maybe I'll wait 5 or 10 minutes before he's after he's started, and then we can go and watch Pickle for a bit as well. To be fair, Dan and Kenk both know my full name. You know what though? Your name doesn't spring to mind. I'm bad with names. I can't remember what your name is. Oh no, I know what it is now actually, yeah. I know what it is. I was like, I know it's a name that I always associate with older gentlemen. Oh wait, Squig knows it as well, and even immediately told me the etymology of my surname. I can't remember your surname, to be honest. I'd have to, I don't think I've got any way of finding out now, to tell you the truth, other than asking you. Yeah, Pickle is live at 9, thank you very much for that, Essex. I always appreciate seeing people get a surprise. It is cool, mate. I was watching after Rogue One came out. I was watching Kevin Smith and Mark Bernard talk about it on Fat Man. I think it was Fat Man on Batman back then, but now it's called Fat Man Beyond. It's like a podcast that is also on YouTube. And I made the mistake of putting in the comments section, because there's a big spoiler at the end of Rogue One if you've not already seen it. I made the mistake of putting my opinion on spoilers in the comments section. And my opinion was something along the lines of, if a spoiler ruins a movie for you, then I'd suggest it's not a very good movie. Because I'm not a huge fan of Rogue One. I don't think it's very good. I think all the characters in it or most of the characters in it are incredibly dislikable. Oh yeah, it'll be in my DMs, won't it? Should we have a look at my DMs online now, like Orkie does, so we can reveal your true identity? Yeah, so I put my opinion on Rogue One in the comments section, and I said if a movie can't be enjoyed without the spoilers, then it's not a very good movie. Like, the story's not very good, basically, is what I was getting at. So many people, and I put it as my my regular like YouTube profile as well, so Big Mac Dance School. So many people had a go at me for that comment, but because there's loads of Star Wars fanboys watching that video and stuff, and loads of people loved Rogue One, and I'm happy for them that they loved it. I thought it was alright, but the vast majority of the characters in it were incredibly dislikable, and it just wasn't for me, that movie. I've watched it again since, and I still find the characters dislikable. Actors that I normally like the guy that voices, is it IG-88? I can't remember. What's his name now? Is it Tuddig? Something Tuddig. Is it Stanley Tudyk? It's not Stanley, is it? I can't remember his name anyway, but he's in like Firefly and stuff. I like him normally, but I just couldn't get a read on that robot. It felt like he was being incredibly sarcastic and stuff. So I didn't like the movie overall. I shared my opinion in the comment section, and I got so many replies to that comment. It was hilarious. Alan Tudyk. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Lerner. Yeah, but some people really hate spoilers, and that all stemmed from the Doom's comment of he loves seeing people get a surprise, and it is fun to see people get a surprise, definitely. But if someone spoils something for me, I tend not to go absolutely crazy, because I trust that the rest of the movie, especially if it's a movie or a book or whatever, the rest of the movie or the book, the story is the important part, the journey kind of thing for me. That's the important part. But that's just my opinion, so it's absolute. How's my music level, by the way? I'm sure you can hear me over it because no one's saying anything. But I noticed after my last YouTube stream it was very loud when I was watching it back compared to my voice, because I like these Sunday morning streams to be chilled. I can check myself on my phone actually, see how loud I think it is. But I know on different people's devices, like Warmaster for example, he was watching one of Orkie's streams the other week, and he couldn't hear Orkie's music, but I could hear it, and it was at a nice level for me, in that it wasn't obstructing a voice in any way. It wasn't, you know, masking a voice or anything like that. Which I find kind of I think it's because of my hearing. Because if there's lots of noise going on at once, I find it harder to pick out individual noises. That's just how my hearing works. A lot of older fans have not had much love for Disney's Star Wars. Yeah, absolutely. I have no great fondness for the Star Wars universe. Don't get me wrong, I like the Star Wars universe, but I don't have that attachment to the originals that some people older than me do, and some people younger than me do as well, for sure. But I sound like Uncle Roger. Oh, is it Uncle Roger? Yeah, isn't it? I think. I don't have that attachment to the original, and I don't immediately, when I see the original, I don't get tingles on the back of my neck or anything like that. But yeah, some people really like Rogue One. Rogue One is my favourite of the new Star Wars movies, says Essex. My favourite of the newer ones is actually Solo, which a lot of people panned and critics panned and stuff. But I think it came at a time, Solo, when... and the fact that it's not Harrison Ford, I think, is a bit of an issue for some people, because Harrison Ford is obviously Solo, isn't he? But I thought Alden Ehrenreich did a good job in that role, and I really enjoyed Solo, and I'd like to see more come from that, you know, a sequel to it, if you like. And I know A New Hope could be seen as a sequel to Solo, but more on the lines of the Solo story before A New Hope kind of a deal, or adjacent to even. I think a lot of the issue with many Star Wars movies for me is the dialogue, because the dialogue in most Star Wars movies is terrible, in my opinion. Was on the wrong account. Yes, my capital G's. Welcome, Chillin' War Gamers, Mr. Spud. Only loud thing today about the stream is the chat has just gone crackers. Let's have a look. A lot of movies would not be the same if you knew the ending, like Usual Suspects, Sixth Sense. Yeah, to be fair, you're totally right there. There are some movies that rely on that big reveal at the end, or in the final act, that definitely you don't want spoilers for those movies. But something like a prequel, like Rogue One, the last couple of scenes of it, it's not, it's you're expecting something like that anyway, in my opinion, or at least I was. So, and to be fair, when we got to the end of Rogue One, even though I knew that bit was coming, I still like, so that was when I kind of started getting excited about the movie. The rest of the movie I didn't enjoy, but when we got to the end of it, I was like, oh, actually, yeah, that was a fun little bit at the end and stuff. But the rest of the movie I just didn't enjoy. The music level, Rogue One. While the best of the new movies is still not high on my list. I'm painting Horrocks this afternoon. I'm quite excited. You should be excited, Ken. You should be. I used to be a massive Star Wars fan, had all the books, most of the comics, and George Lucas' signed copy of the first printing of The Adventures of Luke Skywalker. Nice. AKA Star Wars. I actually nearly did that myself this morning. Come on, the wrong account. How's the wonderful people doing in the chat? I think everyone in the chat's superb. Solo for me was so bland, really didn't give me the Star Wars feel. It gave me like a kind of an adventure movie feel, and that's what I was looking for, really. So yeah, that's what I... Oh, we've got Squig in the chat as well. Welcome, mate. That's what I was looking for. The elements in Star Wars universe I love. There's elements in Star Wars universe I love, but overall I'm not overly bothered about Star Wars. I was surprised how much I enjoyed Mandalorian, to be fair. So how much... more so how much Mrs. Forge loves it. Yeah, the Mandalorian... It's like a cowboy adventure, isn't it? I really like The Mandalorian, but I'm not, much like yourself, Forgisolus, I'm not super into the Star Wars universe. Don't get me wrong, I like it, I watch the movies and that, but if they never made another Star Wars movie, it wouldn't ruin my life. And I think, to be fair, a lot of Star Wars fans would say the same, because they kind of they've got a fondness for the movies they loved from when they were a kid. But interestingly, I found out a couple of years ago, people who were kids, get this, imagine this, right? People who were kids in the 90s and growing up and sort of like of the right age when the prequels came out, they love those movies, and those movies are so boring, some of them, with trade disputes and stuff like that. It's like, how can a kid love that movie? And they like Jar Jar Binks as a character. It's absolute madness. But I like Ewoks as well, and people older than me don't like Ewoks. So I believe, so I've been led to believe. Rogue One and Solo were both bastardized versions of actual good stories, and Solo had mad lore breaks. Yeah, I think because I'm not too hot on the lore of Star Wars, I'm not too bothered by anything like that. It's like when comic book movies get made and they don't stick to the comics in a way that for comic book fans is unforgivable. For me, it's like, well, I enjoyed the movie, so that's my experience of that story. So I'm not too fussed about whether it broke away from the lore or anything a lot of the time. I am Star Wars, and I liked Rogue One because it wasn't like the other Star Wars films. Yeah, it just felt, to me, it just felt like it was trying to be too much, not like the other Star Wars films in so many ways, but then it really pleased Star Wars fans. I think, especially when you compare it to the other newer Disney versions of the Star Wars films. I actually like the Disney versions. The Disney versions. I like the Disney versions of, episode 7, 8, and 9. I like those. I'm not ashamed to say that. But there's elements that I change about them as well. There's characters in it that I like, definitely. And I don't feel like because I'm not looking for that what I really enjoyed when I was a kid or anything. Even though essentially the episode 7 is, I can't remember the names of them, Force Awakens I think it is, isn't it? It's a rehashed version. We talk about Star Wars a lot on this channel, considering I say I don't like it. But I don't know how we got onto the subject. But we're gonna cover this last little bit here. Essentially, it's a new version of A New Hope, isn't it? The Force Awakens, like a rebooted New Hope almost. But I really enjoyed it anyway. I thought it was a better version of that story. But if you've seen that story already, and I guess it falls into the if you don't like spoilers camp as well. If you've seen that story already and you don't want to see it again, then, or you don't want to see it again with characters that you don't relate to, then I can understand why you wouldn't like it. Absolutely. It's time to collect the beast. See everyone later. Must love and leave. Oh, must love and leave. I thought you were saying much love. Yeah, no worries, mate. Have a good day, mate. Any more? My only interaction with Star Wars is to go and thumbs down everything they post on social media. You can't do that on Instagram, can you? Imagine if someone told everyone the ending of Sixth Sense. It'd be brilliant, that, wouldn't it? No, I think people have had the ending of Sixth Sense spoiled for them, and that is the kind of movie you kind of just can't spoil for someone, because it's the main thing in the movie. The Sixth Sense has the chat just skipped ahead. Yeah, I'm scrolling down the chat and I read The Sixth Sense has, and then it jumped to Lona's next comment and I read Jar Jar Binks. The Sixth Sense has Jar Jar Binks, and that's the spoiler. That's the spoiler for The Sixth Sense. And I apologise to anyone that didn't know, but The Sixth Sense has Jar Jar Binks. The Sixth Sense has a good ending? Question mark? I quite like Rogue One. Any story not about a Skywalker is good for me. They both came from the same story. Disney just didn't want to pay royalties to the actual authorities for most of the decent ideas. Yeah, you are becoming like Beetlejuice, Squig. How far behind the chat am I now? Way. I saw Usual Suspects in London and someone circled the character who was Kaiser Soze on the poster in the underground. Ruined the film for me. Absolute beggars, mate. Absolute beggars. Darth Jar Jar is the best fan theory in Star Wars. No one likes Jar Jar Binks. No, there are young people. Hey, guess what? Guess what, Lona? When I talk about young people, I'm not talking about you, you know. You're only like a year younger than me, a year and a half or something. Yeah, so when I talk about young people, I'm not talking about you. There is someone I know that I've worked with that likes Jar Jar Binks. Believe me. Believe me. Ewoks are just as whack as Jar Jar Binks. You are a fool, my friend, a fool. And you are not welcome here with that attitude. I'm only joking. Stick around. It's fine. I still rate the holiday. I've never seen the holiday special above 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, it was more of a thing in the States, like the holiday special, than over here. Morning, Arcadius. Morning. I completely missed your comment there, didn't I? Ewoks are difficult. While not bad in general, the amount of plot armor and
Deus Ex Machina needed to make them this effective in battle, in the Battle of Endor, was bad. What do you mean? They're just really determined. With enough... Oh, what's the right word? I don't know. With enough determination, you can do anything. With sticks and stones. I rate Phantom Menace above 7, 8 and 9. Not a joke. Genuinely like the Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace is the first prequel, is it? Episode 1? I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is, yeah. I liked elements... to be fair, I like elements of all the Star Wars films. Even Rogue One, which I always say I don't like. There are a couple of characters in it that I do like. There's a couple that I don't mind. So I don't mind Bodhi. I don't mind Jyn sometimes, but then she's annoying other times. I hate Cassian Andor, and I hate... Is it IG-88? I think it's IG-88. I hate them two. And I don't mind... can't remember the names. But the blind one and his brother. Is one of them blind and one of them's his brother? I think so. The guy with the big gun. Can't remember the names. But yeah, I quite like them too. But a lot of the film, because I don't enjoy films that I can't relate to characters in. Why should I be able to relate to characters that are based in a galaxy a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away? Though, to be fair. You've got to tell a human story, and it wasn't a story I was interested in any way, shape or form in Rogue One, really. You've got to tell a human story that people can relate to, and I just couldn't relate to it. Because I couldn't relate to the characters.
Nothing like a great cup of black coffee.
There's nothing like a great cup of black coffee, apparently. But, here's the thing. Oh, thanks very much for that Twitch link, Essex. Here's the thing for you. One thing I love and have always loved about Star Wars... Oh no! Essex, the link's been deleted. Did you do it wrong? Oh, it's message retracted. I'm guessing you put the link in wrong. Yeah, so there's one thing I like about Star Wars and have always liked about Star Wars, still like about Star Wars to this day is, and to be fair, pre-Star Wars, or not pre-Star Wars, but I think Disney have always been good at this anyway. And George Lucas managed it in the original Star Wars films. Droids. In particular, R2-D2 and the little roly boy, can't remember his name. But yeah, in particular, no, not IG-88, that's the other one, isn't it? Or is IG-88 the little one? What's the little ball droid called? I can't remember. But those droids, right, the ones that don't talk, they are so relatable, and they can draw my empathy. They can draw empathy out of me like crazy. Just through beeps and noises and stuff. Like when R2-D2 gets electrocuted, gets a bit of feedback. Stuff like that. I feel his pain. Just through making noises and stuff, you can understand what that character means. When they're talking this binaric droid language. Despite the fact that you can't understand a word of what they're saying. BB-8, that's it. Thank you very much. Could not remember the name of him. I should remember because it's like ball bearing, isn't it? BB-8. Like a true mech. Like a true mech indeed. Yeah, so I relate to these droids more than I relate to characters in most characters in Rogue One. Although I can't relate to IG-88. I couldn't get a read on him. I couldn't decide if he was being really sarcastic or if it was just bad acting or what. I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I didn't know whether he was I almost did a mild swear then. I didn't know whether he was being annoying or not. But hey, let's not dwell on Star Wars any longer. It's 9 minutes past 9. We're going to be raiding into the pickle jar soon. Welcome, by the way, Rivets and Daka. Pleasure to have you here, Gar. A pleasure indeed to have you here. Thank you for everyone that's come along. Josh live now? I imagine he is. I'm just going to click on his video. And then my stream will probably get really laggy. Oh, we don't want advert noise. Where's the skip one? It looks like he's live because everyone's in the chat, including the Chilling Wargamers. Huh. Somebody's left me behind. If you're still watching me as well, Spud, by the way. Don't worry, I'm only joking. I think I'm going to have to invest in, and I saw one in Hobbycraft the other day, one of them headsets with the magnifying glasses, because my eyes are really starting to struggle with, you can tell I'm getting old because my eyes are really starting to struggle with some of the finer details on minis like this. And especially I think when I'm painting on a white primer, just picking out where one thing starts and another ends. Right. I struggle sometimes. How does everybody else feel about this? When a miniature, there's no specific paint job for a miniature. I struggle sometimes with choosing what paint colours to put where. Now there's elements on this miniature that are based on real life, so I can look at those real life examples, like the face mask, for example. The respirator is based off of Orkie's own face mask. The headphones as well, based off of Orkie's own headphones that she wears on Twitch when she's streaming. So there's elements of black on them and there's elements of lime green on them, which is going to be, for me, what's that? Oh, it's a pen, don't worry. The Tesseract Glow is the colour I'm going to do the headphones in when I get to do the headphones. But yeah, when there's a miniature like this, I often struggle to decide what colours to put where. I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking I don't know what to do next. Going to do some black on these chains. I'll come back to them and metallic them up in the future. And I know overall I'm going to do big chunks of red on this miniature, because Orkie is, I'm going to do red, but I'm also going to do splashes of green here and there, because I want it to look like Orkie's clan, which is Bad Moons, but I also want it to look like Orkie, the real person. So I have to do elements of the streaming setup she has and stuff. What did you do with your thumb? This thumb here, it's just pink spray paint. I've tried out for the first time. I don't have it to hand, but the Tabletop Scenics? Tabletop Scenics spray paint. So I tried that out last night. I think it's just rebranded Army Painter spray. I'm not sure, but I think it might be. Because it smells similar, it dries similar, acts similar. So I think Orkie has a gas mask. She has a respirator, like this one. Similar to this one, not exactly the same. I'll show it you in a second. Let me just finish these, blacking out these chains. Yeah, so the Tabletop Scenic spray paint, I have a theory that it's basically just rebranded Army Painter spray paint, because it acts the same. And that doesn't fill me with great joy, because I don't get on with Army Painter spray paint. It's packaged in pretty much the same cans, it's just got Tabletop Scenics on it instead of Army Painter. It smells the same, and it dries the same. So either it's a really similar formula. I've turned into a Welsh person there. They don't pronounce the U's the same way as most English-speaking people. It's a really similar formula, isn't it? Welcome to any Welsh viewers I've got. I hope you can finally understand me now I'm speaking your language. Yeah, so it's not a gas mask, it's a respirator for when she sprays minis. and whatnot. Really similar formula. Oh, my dad fell down some stairs the other day and we had to call him an ambulance. I said, Dad, you're an ambulance. Right, I've got to leave it there for Orkie because I'm going mad. I think you can tell. Let's scroll back through the chat and I'll show you Orkie's respirator as well. Let's get it back over there. Other thumb. Oh, that thumb. Oh yeah. Oh, the pain I felt, or the pain I felt every time I've caught it since. I was basically I was unraveling a rope in work, and I got kind of flamboyant with it. Now I was trying to do it really quickly, so I pulled it quick. It's coming. I work as a truck driver. If you don't already know, let's go to the different screen there. So I work as a truck driver, if you don't already know, and the windows I deliver are tied up to the truck with rope. So I'm pulling this rope out like that, but I didn't realise even though I just put it there, there's a window. I deliver windows, so there's a windowsill behind me just stood up on the wagon like a welded sill, so it's got a big right angle in it. So I stood it up to get it out of the way. I went like that, and as my hand goes back, it caught the right angle on the windowsill, and it's got like a bit of a lip, so it's a little bit sharp. It's not super sharp, but I caught my thumb on it, and it's like, oh, it hurts a lot. Anyway. Orkie's respirator. Let's address the Orkie's respirator situation, shall we? Look at that. We don't want to look at that, do we? Hey, let's look at this though. Oh, it's Josh from the pickle jar. We're going to be raiding into him shortly. After we just show you Orkie's respirator. Can I reintegrate that? Doesn't look like I can, does it? Right. So what I can do. Click on that and then click on there we go. So that's what I can do. So there's Orkie's respirator, and that's what this gas mask respirator is based off of. So she's got like a very much, yeah, for painting basically. So that's Orkie's respirator. Anyway, let's go back to the opening stream and wrap this video up, shall we? It's been a pleasure having you all here. Oh, Balance Gasper, they had a chance with Kill Team, but they're not developing it. I don't know what you're referring to there, but let's... Oh, that's... I'm looking at Pickle Jar's chat. I'm like, what's going on here? I don't know what that comment's relating to. BB-8, like a true mech. Relatable to you, I think all droids are jerks except BB-8, who's a racist. Surely that would also put him into the jerk category. What did you do to your thumb? So you relate more to a droid than a human? Yeah, in many ways I do. Maybe it is just me, because I also relate to characters in films with serious mental health issues. There's a film called Silver Linings Playbook with Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence. I love that film, and I relate so much to Bradley Cooper's character. If you ever watch it, he's got serious mental health issues. But if you ever watch it, then you'll understand me a bit better, I think. But I love that film. It's one of my favourite films. Nothing to do with the fact that I love Jennifer Lawrence. I love her so much with all my heart. Morning, boys and girls. Morning, Rivets and Dakar. Both Rivets and Dakar in the chat now. Excellent. Sorry if I say this, but all the characters in the sequels are unrelatable and forgettable. You have more relatable characters in Rogue One, and all of them die in the end. To me, that wasn't the case. To me, very few of the characters are relatable in Rogue One. So yeah, your mileage may differ, but to me, I relate far more to the characters in the sequels, in 7, 8, and 9 kind of a thing. Get a pair of reading glasses from Poundland. It's much easier than wearing a headset. Yeah, I was tempted to get a pair of reading glasses to start with, just to see how I get on with them. Especially because I watched a Luke's APS. I watched a Geek Gaming Scenics video the other day, and he was talking about good stuff from Poundland. And one of the things he sort of chucked in there, but didn't really touch on properly, was the reading glasses. And I have been thinking about just trying some reading glasses from whatever shop recently, so I may well pick some up from Poundland and just see how I get on with them. I do my own scheme on so many things anyway. Yeah, most people do. I don't always stick to the box art, but I still like having an example of how it's been painted, because I think it just helps my brain decipher where I want to put certain colours. So if on a certain miniature, let's grab Snickrot here, because he's got a bit of paint on him. So if on a certain miniature, the flesh is painted green, and I decide I want to paint the flesh red, I can easily then switch that. And I know I should be able to do it anyway, but for some reason I find it easier when I see colours on a miniature. On his pants, I've done some of the camo in orange and some in blue, but on the actual artwork, it's not like that. I think he does have a bit of camo on his pants, but it's not in. But it just helps me decide and helps me realise what colours I want to put on certain areas. It's not always the same colours as the miniature, but sometimes I do stick to box art as well. But yeah, for some reason, seeing colours on a miniature helps me decide where I want to put my own colours on a miniature. It's a bit odd maybe, but helps me decide that way. You just need to get Orkie to dress up like an orc so you know how to paint it exactly. To be fair, I could probably get Orkie to send me a picture of the one she's working on at the minute, because she was working on one for a prize that somebody won on her charity stream. I don't put enough thought into colour schemes to have an issue. Don't hesitate, just do it. Probably why I like my orcs. Yeah, to be fair, that's the case most of the time. You just have to make a decision. And I think when I did recently, I did a 5-minute orc painting challenge and took part in that Twisted Dice started. Darren from Twisted Dice started it. Can you paint an orc boy in 5 minutes? I was forced to make decisions on the fly to what colours. I had an idea before I went into it what colours I wanted to wear, but I was forced to make decisions on the fly as well. And with something like an orc boy, I'll just slap colours on it now to get it done. Unless it's a really specific boy that I'm trying to base off of someone, I will just slap colours on it now to get it done. But with a miniature like this, a character miniature, especially one that's based on one of my friends, I want to get it a specific way, looking to at least to a specific standard, get it a specific way, so that somebody who sees it will link it to that person. When all else fails, earth tones for me, and then if you change afterwards, you have a reasonable chance of with a few layers of fixing the other colours. Yeah, that's a fair point, to be fair. Yeah, so stick with your sort of drab. You say earth tones, I say drab colours. But stick with your muted colours, and then you can always build on top of that. That's a fair point. That and the crazy conversion potential, right, Squig? Exactly. Hey, mate, how's the 365 challenge going? I'm up to today on the 365 challenge. So I painted some grots this week, 10 grots, Gretchen, grots, gits, whatever you want to call them. Painted them this week, and that got me up to today. So I'm like, if I finish this miniature today, I'd be a day ahead until tomorrow when I have to finish another miniature, then another miniature, and another miniature. But you know what? We are 5 months into the year now. At the end of this month, I'll have painted 150 miniatures this year. And that is something I never thought I'd achieve in my hobby life, frankly. Because I've always felt like a slow painter. And I've always classed myself as a slow painter. I've always been a slow painter, essentially. And I've always been more than happy to class myself as a slow painter. Somebody who takes the time with stuff. Might not even paint to a high standard. They just take the time with stuff. But it's... this year, if anything, has proved that I don't have to be like that. However, one thing I would say is, when we get to a stage where we can go out, see people, play games, go out for drinks and stuff more freely, I won't have as much time to do this all the time. Morning, James Meeks. Welcome to the stream. Pleasure to have you here. I'm just in the mode of wrapping it up in the minute. And morning, Drunken Orc as well, by the way. Pleasure to have you here also. But yeah, I've been working on this lad today, if you've just joined us. This is based on my good friend Letsmakeitorkie from Twitch. Let's see if we can get it to focus on here. We can't. Hide behind my hand. No, but it's an Orc Warboss, basically. Not to worry. There's nothing special on it at the minute. I was just blocking out some of the blacks where I'm probably going to paint a lot of metallics over the blacks. I'd say it's made by the same company. The miniature companies rarely produce stuff like this themselves. They outsource it. Oh, the spray can. Yeah. Well, Army Painter is a miniatures. It's not a miniatures company, is it? It's a miniatures product company. So I'd say Army Painter produced the spray can, and potentially produce the spray can themselves, and potentially they also produce Tabletop Scenics sprays as well, because it feels a little bit like when it was drying on the miniatures, it feels really sticky, and that's what Army Painter sprays have always felt like to me. And the reason I don't like Army Painter spray cans is the two that I've had over the years, they've seemed to have more paint in than propellants. So I've had paint left in the can, and I can feel a good amount of paint left in the can, like half the can in one case, when it's not been spraying anymore. And it's not. I don't think it's a clogging issue. It might be a clogging issue, but I always do the thing where I turn it upside down and spray a little bit to clear out any backlog of paint that's left in the tubes. So I don't think it's a clogging issue. But maybe it could be the other way, where I've turned it upside down, sprayed it, and I've held the trigger for too long, so it's the propellants leaked out that way. I don't know. It's it doesn't say on the can either to do that, to ensure it doesn't get clogged. So it could be that I'm wasting the propellant when I'm doing that. But yeah, that's the reason I don't like Army Painter sprays. I'm hoping this spray from Tabletop Scenics. I think it's Tabletop Scenics. I got it from Element Games anyway the other day. I'm hoping this spray doesn't do the same thing as the Army Painter ones did. But anyway, reminding me of Twin Town. What's reminding you of Twin Town? I don't know. Do you like my shirt, by the way? This is my favourite snazzy shirt. Just want to take a moment as well to say, I went on my Patreon account yesterday for the first time in a while. I've not been on there for a little while. I neglect my Patreon account. That's one of the reasons I don't try and promote it too much. I don't try and push it. But I just want to say thank you to everybody who's pledged to me on Patreon over the months. Welcome, Dicey Guys, to the stream. You come in just as we're wrapping it up. But it's a pleasure to have you here nonetheless. Make sure you check out Dicey Guys on YouTube as well. Yeah, so my Patreon. I really want to say a massive, massive thank you to my patrons, because I went into my Patreon account and I looked at the amount that was in the account and I was blown away. My socks were just, they were on tight, and then they just went poof, just flew off my feet. They were blown off. And I really appreciate the support that people have given me over the months on Patreon. Especially considering there's people that have been pledging for months and I have been neglecting you. So I want to do something for Patreon. More than I have been doing recently. A special thank you to Marcos Castellanos and to Chiron in particular, because the amount you've given me over the months has been crazy, mind-blowing, and I really do appreciate it. So I just want to say a massive, massive thank you to my patrons, to Frost and Fists as well. And there is one more whose name doesn't spring to mind, it's fallen out of my head. But a massive thank you to all my patrons anyway. Whew. And I'm going to be spending that money wisely. When I saw how much was in there, I was like, whoa, this could be really useful for my channel. So what I'm going to do is let it build up a little bit, I think. and then I'm going to hopefully spend that money wisely in the not too distant future when I've got enough together to buy what I want to buy. I'm not entirely settled on what I want to buy yet. First off, some reading glasses so I can see the miniatures I'm painting perhaps, but something more technical as well in the future. And I'm saying more technical, I'm indicating down to my tower here, my PC. I'm thinking maybe I'll get a new PC specifically for editing and streaming, but I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm not entirely sure. And a new camera even to film, but I can't. I've not got enough to do that all in one go. So hopefully there's good things to come channel wise in terms of streaming and in terms of quality of content you'll be seeing in the future. Blue and orange camo, proper Orkie these, exactly. Blue and orange camo. The reason I did blue and orange camo on Snickrot is because I've got my orange is the new Black Hawk Goths, so I wanted the connection to them. But I've got blue camo on like my grot guard for Big Mech Dance Skull. It's like based on the Street Fighter camo, the camo you see in Street Fighter movies. Love that movie. So yeah, that's something. Oh, that's something we should put in Orkie's Discord for movie night. Although I think a lot of people really don't like that movie, but it's one that came out when I was younger and I loved it. But thank you very much, Essex Boys, for all the links you put in today. And indeed, Loner in the crowd, 2 #1 mods. Can you have 2 #1 mods? I don't know. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Rivets and Dak are coming in late as well. You're my #2 mod, I guess, Rivets. And Daka, you're my #3 mod. Why do I do that joke all the time? It's not even a joke. It's just me splitting up the name, pretending it's 2 people. Yeah, it's going well. Cheers, Sydney. Going well. I have a magnifying lens with LEDs. It's not. I'm not super keen on the magnifying part, but the light is close to daylight. Is as close to daylight as you can get. With I will get a headband one. Yeah, I think the headband one. I was looking at one in Hobbycraft the other day that was 20 odd quid, and I was like, that's not even much money. So I was very tempted to just pick one up there and then. However, I think I'll try the reading glasses approach first for sure, because that's a quid from Poundland. Right, I'm off to go make breakfast. Catch you later, dude. Catch you later, Loner. Cheers for joining us. All right, God. Drop your spray cans in hot water before use. Expands the propellant and increases pressure. I do that as well. Cheers, Gar. Not all the time, though, so maybe I should try it more often. Hey up, Dicey. Yes, I am up. I'm not good at links. Don't worry, Gar. Don't worry. Yeah, so if you've just joined us, let's go to the look at that screen. It's blank at the moment, but I'm going to show you. We're going to do a fake raid into the pickle jar. I just want to show you Josh's face so you know who we're raiding into. I'll drop a link in the chat as well. Why is that not working? That's Discord. Kenk's face there. Right, so for some reason my look at that screen is not working. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm just going to copy and paste this link. We are going to run over to the Pickle Jars channel, and we're gonna, before we do that, don't click the link straight away. Thanks for joining us. Don't click the link straight away. I'm just going to post this link now. Wait, what? That shouldn't be Warmaster's Forge. No, what's happened there? That's weird. Oh, what is happening here? My computer's gone really weird. It just gave me a link to Warmaster's Forge when I wanted a link to the pickle jar. Copy. Right, so we are gonna, if you're willing to join me, that is, we're gonna click this link and go to this channel. But if you click that link, we'll go to that channel, and then put a big "wah" in the chat. Say "wah, Danskull has arrived." Snots in the machine, exactly. Yeah, so make sure you put in the chat "wah, Danskull has arrived" or something like that, something along those lines. And then we can all have a brilliant time in Pickle Jar stream. And yes, it will be super superb. Thank you very much to everybody for tuning in. Thank you for all my dedicated Patreons who help support this channel. Don't forget, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so via my Patreon. You can also do so via super chats in this, or you can support me on Twitch by dropping me a Prime sub if you've got Amazon Prime, which costs you nothing, or you can drop me a regular sub as well. And yeah, there's plenty of ways to support the channel basically, so I can constantly improve my output. And even if, you know, just watching an ad before a YouTube video helps as well occasionally. But thank you very much to everyone who joined me today. Helped me get a little bit of painting done. It's been superb chatting with you all, and I will see you on the